As a small biz pro, I saw we roll, using procurement, program and control. As a small biz pro, I saw we grow, using procurement, program and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. This is the Business Zone with
Crystal
and Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. And today, Crystal, we're going to have a wonderful show. We hear that we've got some superstars as guests on the show, so I'm really looking forward to that.
That we do. So you've been looking forward to having the kids from BizCamp on. So they are here along with Miss Rhonda Hobart, who is our illustrious leader and is incredible. It was an incredible camp. I know you helped participate in it, so you know how incredible the kids are, and a proud moment for a complicated summer.
Well, Crystal, I must give you a lot of props. You also have done a great job with these young entrepreneurs, and it's just amazing how they appreciate you and Miss Rhonda and the team, and they incorporated a lot of what you guys have imparted on them. So kudos to you.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate that. So before we get to the young people, how was your week?
Oh man, my week was very full as usual. I had a lot of things going. I was preparing a lot of certifications, and even my certification I had to redo and resubmit to the supplier clearinghouse. So that was like a handful. And then I had some meetings with some potential partners, so for SmallBizPro, so that was good. I see we have a little delay on.
Well, that's good. I don't know why my spit. We do. I'm not quite sure why. Let me try this connection and see.
No, it's okay. Just keep going, because that might interrupt the transmission. So let's do our thing.
Yeah, we'll do our thing. We'll work around the technology. What can we do?
See, that's why we're small businesses. We're flexible, we're adaptable, and we make things happen on the fly.
For sure. And we have to work around technology that sometimes works and sometimes does not.
That's right. So how was your week, Crystal? How was your week? What did you do?
My week was let's see, pretty busy. I had let me see, what did I do this week? I guess the biggest thing is last night I taught a class for the Los Angeles Urban League. I'm one of their consultants, and so I taught a class that was hosted. It's a partnership that Chase Bank has. They're collaborating with the National Urban League, and so we talked about yesterday moving forward and to the past COVID. And how it has affected our businesses and what we need to do in order to go forward. So it was really cool. We had a little turnout there, so it was fun.
That's
and
good.
That was last night. Yeah, that was great. That was
See, it's good to know that we still have consultants and coaches like yourself continuing to help small businesses to get adjusted for this new way of doing business, after the COVID or during COVID, I should say, because COVID is still
during
going on.
COVID.
Yeah, because it's still going on.
Yeah, it's strong going on. So yeah, it's and it's going to require all of us doing what we have to do in order to make sure that everything happens the way we want it to happen.
Yeah, definitely. So you had your business briefing yesterday, your business community briefing, And I think you had some great guests on your show yesterday. Who did you have?
Yesterday, our guest was Wells Fargo. So they were
Oh.
talking about the $175 million that they're investing in the community. They had, let me see, some of my notes indicated that they want to, both in business and in home ownership, they are looking to or help 250,000 homeowner individuals become homeowners. So they work that part out, and then they have resources in the contract and minority supplier. They indicated that last year they did about $49 million in minority certification, minority contracts. So they want to continue that. They have some funding that they're going to provide for nonprofits for technical assistance for our
Hmm.
small businesses. So, we have to see all of how all of that plays out. So if anyone's interested in that interview, it will be up this weekend
Hmm.
under COVID briefings under the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert YouTube channel under that COVID under the playlist. So you can
Excellent.
check it out.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So is there anything new going on within community economic development that many of our listeners need to know on the business zone?
Well, there's still funding out there. Next week, I believe it's next week, the PPP reporting is going to start. And so those that receive the PPP monies will start receiving their information from the lenders that provided their PPP, whether it's their personal bank or credit union or however they receive that. So that's going to start happening next week. But there is still plenty of money out there, not PPP or idle right now. We don't know what phase. I think they're going into a second phase. Don't know what that's going to look like right now. But that money is tabled for the moment.
Hmm.
But there are some other information, some other monies and grants out there. So if anybody's interested, please reach out to me. My email is cmitchell544@gmail.com. And if you really are looking for resources, then you can reach out to PCR. You can reach out to Lindustry. They all are the ones that are right now that's really active in supplying monies for small businesses, because we still, Gilbert, I just was looking at something, and the fall is still going to be pretty intense.
Wow. Wow. So
Yeah,
we're
so
we're not out of the woods yet.
we are not anywhere near out of the woods yet. So
Wow.
it's going to still require, um, some creativity on our part. That's one of the things we're all indicating to everyone now is to get creative. You got to figure out how you can do this business online. That you really have to, because who knows? We just don't have this under control yet.
And the one thing I'd like to put out there, so many of our listeners and viewers and small and micro businesses know that with this PPP and idle loan program, they're going to require big time record keeping. You guys are going to need to maintain good records. And no longer are you going to be able to just put some stuff in a shoebox and thinking that that's going to suffice. They're looking for legitimate records. So if you have your records, whichever platform or whichever source you use to store your documentation or your reporting in, just make sure it's maintained on a regular basis. I would recommend that you guys make sure your balance sheet and your profit and loss is updated every month, every 30 days. Have your bookkeeper update that for you so you have it, because the lender may want to look at your balance sheet or your profit and loss on a monthly basis to see how you've been performing. So keep that in mind. Crystal?
And In fact, that was what I spoke on last night, is updating their business model canvas, making sure their websites are updated as to what their statuses are, making sure they're interacting with their clients via their customers, via their social media, so everyone know where they are in all of this. And the other thing, Gilbert, is not just keeping great records, but if they receive any money from PPP or the IDOL, EIDL, they need to make sure those are in separate accounts and they're
Yes,
tracking those expenses separately,
yes,
because the
yes.
reporting is going to be different.
Yes, yes, definitely. So
Yeah. So
please do, please do. We don't want you guys to continuously fall in the same hole and then the lenders start saying, see, that's why we don't lend money to those small businesses because they don't keep good records. They don't know how to separate their funds instead of commingling. So all of those things are things that Crystal and I would like you guys to really pay some close attention to. Now, if you guys don't know how to do it or you're having difficulties, reach out to Crystal and we will guide you guys. We'll coach you on the process. So it's always good to have a professional coach in your corner instead of doing things on your own.
exactly. And right now, Gilbert, we want to let everybody know that if you're watching this on live on Facebook, you can actually go to our website, the Business Zone with CrystalandGilbert.com, and watch it live there, as well as you can see it live on YouTube. So, and if you're on YouTube, please, by all means, subscribe to our channel. Hit that little bell to make sure
Bell.
you're notified and to subscribe. So why are we looking for subscribers, Gilbert?
Well, we're looking for subscribers because we want to give back to you and the community, our viewers. We want to provide you with some free consulting, some free coaching services. But in order to do that, we got to get to our 1,000 subscribers on this thing. So talk to your friends, talk to your associates, any small business you know who can benefit from this program, have them subscribe to the program. That's what we'll do for you. That's our gift to you in the community.
Right, that's what we're giving. So, and if we between the both of us, we have over Gilbert likes to say 50 years of experience, but that's what the both of us of experience working with our small businesses and helping them become successful. And one of our true goals is from here on out is we have to create businesses that are thriving. Gilbert, one of the things, excuse me, that they did say yesterday that was a little nerve wracking is that credit is going to tighten up. So
Yeah, yeah.
there's going to be some issues because they know there's going to be some major losses. They're looking at probably over right now. I think the estimate is about 100,000 businesses that will not be in business.
Yeah,
But I am sure that is going to increase shortly. So
right.
we want to make sure that businesses are doing everything that they can to make this stuff work, because it's going to be a little nerve wracking for the rest of the year until
Yeah,
we get to election.
yeah.
There's two things that we want to talk about real quick that I want to share with you, though, is that Uber and Lyft are, if you know the AB5, where they are forcing independent contractors to become employees if they're doing subcontracting for other businesses that was voted on and voted through in last year. So now those individuals, those businesses that were set up to be gig type industries, they are being hit extremely hard because they're forcing them, which that's not their business model. They're forcing them to hire their drivers. So they're actually thinking of leaving the state of California.
Wow, that's good information for you guys to know because the last thing you want to do is to get caught up into a system where you don't really understand the rules and requirements and it comes down against you and you could lose your business or lose your financial resources. So please, that's great information you just got from Crystal. just check it out. And if you're involved in that economy, that type of business, then you want to stay on top of it. Okay. So,
Right,
Crystal,
and then mhm.
go ahead, Crystal.
Yeah, but to have Goober, I mean, have Lyft and
Uber.
Uber leave our state, that
Yeah,
could be devastating
that's
because
big.
that's
That
big. That
yeah.
reduces the mobility of everybody because we don't have the best transit system in any, I mean, in the country at all, and
No.
so. Uber and Lyft was a way for people with economically that
Yes.
they could get around in the city. So that is huge, and I have a feeling that our governor is going to regret that decision
Yeah. Yeah.
overall.
Yeah. Definitely.
And for
Definitely.
some people, that's the only way that they could find jobs. I mean,
Yeah.
and then if we're going to lose 100,000 businesses, we're going to lose, more than 100,000 jobs. So it
Because
economically, that's
the employees are tied to those jobs, and that's the thing about it, that many of these decision makers, they don't understand the ramifications when they make certain economic decisions, how it trickles down and affects so many different people in the economy. It's unbelievable.
exactly. Yeah, unbelievable. Alfred Foster says, "Hey, Gilbert."
Hey, Alfred, how you doing, sir? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. And make sure, Alfred, don't forget to subscribe. This is our fourth year in the business and doing this show, Crystal and I, and this is our fourth year anniversary. So we're trying to get to that 1,000 subscribers so we can give back to the community, so we can start giving back some free, some complimentary services, coaching, and consulting to small businesses. So thank you, Alfred.
All righty. So, 1 minute before we go to our wonderful guests that are here waiting in the waiting room for us in the green room, I do want to, one, congratulate Kamala Harris for
Yes,
becoming the running mate for Biden. Yay, yay, yay.
yes,
That's your
yes.
sister out of Jamaica,
That
right?
that's my Jamaican sister right there.
So that's awesome. So there's been a whole lot of craziness on social media about it, but I think it's when you really look at it and evaluate it, it's going to make a lot of sense for her because she's a tough cookie, man. She's a tough cookie.
Yeah, haters are gonna hate.
Yeah, haters are gonna hate. And then the other thing is, and I think this is real important because the one thing that is our priority right now is making sure that everyone gets to the polls in November 3rd, and so we
Early,
want to
early,
early.
30 days early.
Yeah, they're actually I got a post today that I'm going to be sharing out. They actually are recommending one, and I have been saying this. If you can take your ballot to the registrar's office. So every city has a register office because that's how you register to get married, to get your marriage license and death certificates. So every city has a county registrar's office. Take your ballot there and drop it there personally, or two, mail it before October 30th. I think actually before October 24th, and also one of my friends called LAVote.com. You can actually FedEx or UPS your ballot to the registrar's office, and or drop it in person for voting, because this is getting serious. I saw pictures of them actually picking up mailboxes, and they
Yeah,
have removed mail sorting machines in the
yeah,
U.S. Post Office. So that
yeah,
man in the White House has decided to declare war on the U.S.
yeah.
Post Office and
Yes.
the people of the
And the
United States.
American people, yes. So we got it. And the one thing I want to throw out there before we move to our guest, Crystal, is, and
Mm-hmm.
Kamala Harris said this so eloquently. So when the Ebola virus outbreak happened back in, I think, 2012 or 14, somewhere around there, we only had two deaths. Two deaths because President Obama and Biden jumped on it immediately and took hold of it. They took control of the situation. Now, with this other guy, this other occupant of the White House, he, he sat there on his butt, start talking a lot of nonsense about hoax and all of that stuff, and now 165,000 people have died because of that. So we want to recognize that people who have no business managing these type of pandemic are the ones who are going to cost us our jobs, our business, our homes. So keep that in mind.
Exactly. So this is some serious stuff right about now. So we got to go into overdrive on being proactive, not just sitting back waiting for people to do us in. We need to make sure that we are taking care of ourselves. And
Right.
so no procrastination. Get your vote in right now. If you're not registered anywhere, you need to be at the DMV making sure you have your real ID or making sure you have your passport so you can prove who you are. If you're in one of those states that you have to show proof, but everybody's vote is going to be counted, and we need to make sure we get out and vote because we got to change what's happening up in here because it's
Beautiful.
nuts. All righty. So with that.
So, Crystal, I am very excited about the next set of guests that you're going to introduce. So I can't wait. I'm excited. So go ahead. Do your thing.
Right.
Do your thing.
Let me bring them on. I'm going to bring them in. I want to welcome the 2020 Los Angeles Urban League Virtual BizCamp winners and BizCamp and Biz Institute winners. Me and Miss Rhonda Holbert, who's my partner here, and also Bonnie Jeter Thomas is my partner in this. And we just want to welcome you guys to the Business Zone. And so before we talk to the winners, we're going to congratulate you guys. We have two of them to today. Christian Lunar, he won first prize for the BizCamp. And Miss Noelle Karim-Jones. We were supposed to have two more, but we'll let these two represent.
I love it.
So we want to first talk about that, but I want to first. Okay. So I want to first welcome Miss Rhonda. This is the birth child. The BizCamp was the birth child of Rhonda about 15 years ago. And so I just wanted her to talk about the program a little bit. And
that's her baby, huh?
This is her baby, and it's her baby. She brought me in, and it's an awesome. It's an awesome relationship. All I can say. That's so, Miss Rhonda, welcome to the show.
Miss Rhonda, welcome back to the Business Zone, Miss Rhonda.
Thank you so much for having me today. I'm so excited to be here on camera with these young people. These are some marvelous. Our future is in good hands with these young people. So BizCamp actually launched as a result of me hearing a conversation of some individuals in the city saying that they were considering eliminating summer employment opportunities for our youth because whatever the funding but this was 15 years ago. So whatever the funding was going on at the time. And when I heard that situation, I said, well, what are our young people going to do? Well, if they can't work, then we need to teach them how to start their own businesses or make their own money so they can, continue to survive in this environment. And so I met some individuals from NIFTY, stands for Network for Teaching Entrepreneurship, and Estelle and Betsy back in those days. And we formed an outstanding relationship where I was actually trained to be a certified instructor to teach the curriculum. And NIFTY's curriculum is international. So it is taught all the way around the world. And the team that we have here, with the Los Angeles Nifty chapter has been a major support for us from the inception of our running this program. We usually have about 22 students in our class at a time, but this year it was really, really interesting because we also invited our alumni from years past to join us. And so we actually ran 2 summer camps simultaneously, virtually for the first time. So we actually had about
it was incredible.
so we actually had about 25 young people in Biz Camp, and we had 7 in Biz Institute. And all of them committed to being with us for 4 weeks, from 9 to 12 every day. They had the Biz Camp students actually had an incentive to participate, and the Biz Institute students had the incentive of actually operating their business. We actually worked with them to start making sales from the products that they were or have developed and the businesses that they have launched. So that is what we actually did this year.
Well, you did a fabulous job in fostering an environment for some incredible young minds. So, congratulations to you, Crystal, and Miss Bonnie. Thank
Amen.
you, guys. Thank you.
And trust me, we had no idea how this virtual thing was going to work. We knew how live worked, and we had that down. We could do live biz camp in our sleep, but virtual. Me and Miss Rhonda and I spent a lot of hours mapping it out and trying to preempt what may happen. What would we do if we had connection problems? What would are we going to be able to connect with the kids like we do when we're with them live? Are we going to be able to get a grasp of their personalities? So this was all going on before we launched. But I will say that one of the things we knew that was very important was that we had to have an interview with the kids, and we were looking for a very specific young person to be part of virtual camp. And I think, Ms. Rhonda, and I know you agree, hands down, we did a fantastic job.
I love it.
Yes,
I love it.
And it was interesting because people think that you could just go on a Zoom meeting and it's going to work and it's going to be fine. But not only do we have hours of prep every single day after class, we had to prep some more. It's like, okay, this happened today. Let's figure out how that won't happen tomorrow. How do we keep the children engaged? And we went from having Kahoot quizzes. We had we did what do they call it? Music freeze, and that was what the young people called it, but we call it musical chairs.
Well, you guys have done
young people moving.
You guys have done a remarkable job, and I personally think you guys should either patent or trademark this type of event because no one else is doing it. So thank you. So let's hear from the wonderful young minds who have participated in this program, see what they can tell us about their experience. So who wants to go first?
So Christian, Christian actually is the first place. Christian is the first place winner for the Biz Camp. He won $750. And in addition to that, Christian, you can let us know how much money you actually made for sale day. And that's the other thing, Gilbert. These kids showed out for sale day. So Christian, welcome to the business zone. We want to congratulate you on all the hard work. So tell us, how did you feel about tell me how you felt about winning the competition.
Honestly, it was crazy because I wasn't even supposed to be in the program to begin with.
Okay.
I feel like I beat all the odds. I feel like I was meant to be in the program. As soon as I heard Christian Luna, I was like, oh, I was meant to be here. I think that was
Christian, sometimes in life, certain things happen to us that we don't understand why it happened. It happened for a purpose. It was supposed to happen for you that way. That was your thing. So that's why you ended up in the program.
So tell us
So
about your
yeah, tell us
tell
about
us
your company. Do an
your
introduction
product.
of your business and let us know what the business is about and how long you've been doing this and has it been launched or anything like that.
My business is moon crates, and I make, well, I make handmade concrete items. So, as you can see in the background, my plants and stuff, and I have a fire pit over there. I just make them out of concrete, and I put succulents in some of them, and some of them I make fire pits. And I've been doing it. I don't. I didn't really keep track of how long I've been doing it, but I started it like the day before I joined the program. So
Mm.
Wow.
yeah,
And
and I guess it's launched. I mean, I've had people buy and I'm still fulfilling orders, so I would say it's launched.
so how many orders have you fulfilled since sales day? Or including sales day? Did you keep track?
Like about like 37 orders after sale day, and okay,
Wow.
I
So
fulfilled them
were you
all, but I haven't.
After sale day?
Yeah, I fulfilled all the orders. Like I have 37 right in front of my house, and I sold a, and I delivered a couple, but since I have to deliver them, it's kind of taking a little bit of time for them all to leave that thing, so I could start a new batch and then go to like a farmer's market or something and sell them there.
so how did you go about
Well, we're
marketing your program to potential customers? How did you go about marketing it?
Um, I had a lot of word of mouth, so and a lot of um like my mom would post a lot of stuff on her Facebook, and I also made an Instagram account and Nextdoor app. So that's kind of how I went about it.
Okay. Crystal, you had a question for him?
so so how much revenue yeah, how much revenue have you made to date? How much money did you make?
Like from everything.
Yes.
Yes.
Uh, I'd say around like $1,000, like from flat. Because I haven't really been, I don't have the papers right now of like, because I've been keeping track of the amount of money that I've made, but off the top of
Mm-hmm.
my head, it was in the thousands, like just $1,000 or
So
something.
Wow.
so how
Of just
much
no donations because I only got one donation. So,
how much do you sell
Okay,
each
so they
fire
actually were
how much
buying your product.
yes.
yeah, how much do you sell each fire pit for?
So the fire pit, so um, it sells for 30, and yeah, it just sells for 30.
All right, sounds great. Sounds
Okay,
great. So
awesome, Christian.
how so good. Go ahead, Crystal.
So let's introduce, and then we're going to come back and talk about your experience in actual BizCamp. But now let's introduce Miss Noelle Karim-Jones and let her tell us about her product. And again, for you, we want to congratulate you. She is our second place prize winner, and she won $500 for participating in the competition. So Noelle, one, congratulations, and it was such a pleasure to teach both of you. So tell us about your product and your business.
Okay. Well,
Oh, I can't hear
I'm the
you.
founder of Luxury CNC.
Oh,
Oh, you hear me now?
Yeah, move a little closer to the
we're a little louder.
microphone.
Yeah, okay. But my name's Noelle, like she said. I'm the founder of Luxury CNC, and we sell candles and charm bracelets that have matching themes.
Okay. So what was your had you been in business before BizCamp, or did you create this business in camp?
I had the idea like the day of the orientation, and then we started making the candles before sale day.
Okay. And how did you do on sale day? And are you still taking orders?
On sale day, I made around $280.
Okay.
Mm,
Excellent.
very good.
So now
Very
I'm going
good.
to ask this question of both of you. What were your initial feelings about coming to BizCamp?
I was actually very excited. When my mom told me that about the camp, I was like, "Yay!" And then when she told me it was like I was gonna have to wake up at 8, it was kind of like a, I like I was always looking for something kind of like this, where there was people kind of like me too, and I think it was just a very good opportunity.
Okay, okay.
Did,
And how
did,
about you, Noel? Were you excited?
Yeah, I was very excited. It was kind of like a new experience,
we're
but then it
hearing
was
a lot of
very fun.
noise there.
Yeah, me
New
too.
let me see.
Kristen, can you mute your microphone? Just hit mute.
I'm already
Okay.
moved.
There,
Oh, okay. Go ahead,
Noel.
Yeah,
Noel.
yeah. So I was very excited because it was like a new experience. Because before all my camps were like science based, so this was very cool and exciting. It was like a new perspective, and it really gave me the push to start my business.
So
Okay. And
when you first started the biz camp, did you feel like this is something that you could master, or as you go along in the program you start getting more confidence?
I
Noel?
definitely had to get more confident with myself. I definitely had to get more confident with myself because I'm not very much a speaker. So I had to get
Yeah.
used to that and used to explaining myself and taking criticism.
Oh, I see.
but you're an amazing speaker. So you found out you could do some things that you had no idea you were capable of, right?
Definitely.
How about you, Christian? When you
that is that.
when you first entered, did you feel that level of confidence that you did at the end of the program?
Nah. As soon as I joined the program, I was kind of intimidated of how many people there were, and
Yeah.
I'm a pretty talkative person and everything. It just takes a little bit of time for me to kind of get open to everybody. But I'm a pretty good speaker. I have a lot of experience. At my school, we did everything to debating, so I was pretty comfortable with the kind of just talking like in front of like people. I've done it often.
So I'm gonna
In
ask a
fact,
quick
Gilbert,
question. I'm gonna ask a quick question before I hand it over back to Crystal. Now, how did Miss Rhonda and Miss Crystal impact you guys? What kind of impact did they have on you in the program? Both of you. Any?
They were they were they were a good influence on me. It's cool to see some black women, doing their stuff with their businesses, and it really inspired me.
Good, good. How about you, Kristen?
I feel like because Miss Rhonda and Miss Crystal, they were very like they were very supportive about my idea, and that kind of helped me because I didn't actually want to do it at first. Like I did, but I didn't think it would do good. But they kind of made me feel good about my idea, so then I just stuck with it.
Good. Crystal?
and 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 actually, Gilbert, that is part of the program. The program is there to help them become to first create help them create and develop an entrepreneurial mindset. And after a while, these kids were just so amazing that we would have guest speakers come in, and Rhonda and I were just blown away by the questions that they would ask. And as were the speakers, because they were expecting something entirely different, but they really grasped the idea of being entrepreneurial, and even before, and this is a fast track program, so it's
Yeah.
not like this is a 9 month program that is condensed down to, in live camp is 10 days, but in biz camp virtual it was 3 hours a day. And so the amount of information that we were ingesting into these young people, and then for them to be able to come back with an outcome, a product based upon all the stuff we were just dumping stuff into them every day. And so I tell you, we were very pleased with the caliber of students that we had this summer, and how
That's
fast and how well they were able to ingest the information and create a business out of it. So let's
Excellent.
ask, I'm gonna
Excellent.
ask both of you guys, do you see yourself as you go through your life? What grade are you both in?
I'm in ninth grade now.
Okay.
Nice.
Ninth grade as well. So do you, after your experience with BizCamp, can you see yourself as a future business owner after you've gone through college and gone through life and finished high school?
Yes. I feel like
Definitely.
I always, well, I feel like the program made me see that, like, that owning a business is like, because I always knew I didn't want to work for somebody, but I never really knew that I wanted to have a business. So
That's
you guys showed
beautiful.
me that
That
to get a
that's
business.
beautiful. So I'm gonna ask a redundant question here. Okay. So if both of you, I know Kristen, you'll already answer it. So let me ask Noelle this: if you had a choice to get a job or to become a business owner, an entrepreneur, which of the two would you choose?
Definitely a
Noelle.
business owner. Definitely.
Tell us why. Tell us why.
Well, I've noticed just with myself that I'm not the person to just take orders from somebody. And if I think I have a better way of doing it, then I'm like, we can do it this way. But with an order, you cannot do that. It's their decision. So I can't do that.
I feel the same way.
As do all of us here on this call.
Right.
I feel the same way. So kudos to you guys. Miss Rhonda, what's your perspective on this?
We can't hear you. I'm not sure why.
Are you on mute?
I was on mute because I had noise in my background.
Okay.
But I had to see ninth graders, going into high school in the midst of this pandemic, in the midst of all the changes and the adjustments that we have to go through right now, to see them grab hold and say, hey, I think I figured out what direction I would like to
Yes.
pursue. Even if that direction changes down the
Yes.
way, to know that they have focus and direction now is just so exciting.
Exactly.
This is what the Urban League represents. I've worked for the Urban League for 25 years, retired 5 years ago, and I'm still working with them.
Right.
The Los Angeles Urban League is truly an investment in the lives of these young people, and I just can't wait to see them continue to grow.
That's beautiful. Beautiful. And Crystal, I don't even have
And
to
so
ask
with that,
you. I go ahead, Crystal. Go ahead.
so yeah, you already know how I feel on this whole subject, right? But 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 because Rhonda, this is a passion that Rhonda and I both share. We decided that every year we have these amazing kids come to us. 50 kids a summer, and then that's kind of like the end of it. That it just kind of drops off. So she and I have been looking to see how we can continue this in an ongoing process, so the kids can continue to grow, continue to look at launching their business. What we had found was a lot of times they come through camp, and then 2, 3, 4 years later we run into them, or they come back to us and we see that they haven't moved forward. So we are committed to these kids. We want to make sure that they get their businesses are actually launched, and so we're going to create a year long program that we're not quite sure of the capacity as of yet, or what that is, but to continue to expose them to being entrepreneurs and to getting their business launched, to accessing that capital. We're thinking them competing in ongoing competitions, so that they can get capital for their business, because they're young, so they can't go out and get a loan, and they're startups. So two strikes. And so we're going to help them continue with their creativity, that they can one day definitely be their own bosses, and move forward in their business. And I'm going to ask you guys, when you start school, and me and Miss Rhonda would be so interested to find out, when you start back school this fall, what do you think is going to be the impact of this program on how you deal with school for the future, for this next coming season?
Um, you guys kind of showed me that you have to balance out life. Like you just really have to balance it out. So I feel like a lot of times during school, I would kind of just freeboat it. Like I would do my homework whenever like I just felt like doing it. And I feel like now, like going into it, the program kind of showed me that I have to kind of like make a chart of like hours that I would do my homework, like kind of stuff, like very like make it really neat. So like when I do my
Very good. Very good. How about you, Noel?
Awesome, Christian. Awesome. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Christian. So, first couple of days of the first week, Christian was getting used to us and the platform and everything. By week two, Christian had he's had these pseudonyms. One day he came in, he was Jeff Bezos Jr., and then another day he came in, he was Warren Buffett Jr., and then he became Robert Kurosaki Jr. So he's now developing his peers, his business peers that he looks up to, and so we thought it was so cute that he did. When he got real comfortable, he had a cowboy hat that he really made him feel powerful in his place. So it was pretty awesome to watch Christian actually develop into this person. He's a character.
Yeah,
So
you
Noelle,
know,
how do you think that this experience
go ahead, Noel.
And BizCamp?
is going to affect you doing school through your the fall season in school or your new school year?
I think this experience will definitely change how I look at school. And actually, I think it kind of helped me develop a healthy pattern with doing my work or whatever. I would kind of procrastinate before, but now I feel like it keeps me on track because now it kind of feels like a business or something. You got to stay on track, keep focused, and stuff like that. So I think that would definitely be my experience and what I'm taking from this program into school.
Do you guys ever watch
Awesome,
Shark
Gilbert.
Tank? Do you guys ever watch Shark Tank? Yes? Do you watch
Sometimes.
Shark
I
Tank?
used to watch Shark Tank a lot when I was younger, and I used to always like how they would come with like all these cool ideas, and I feel like that kind of influenced me a lot to kind of like try to do that because I would always like do lemonade stands and stuff like that
Yeah,
when I was like 8 and stuff, and
yeah.
yeah, I think that's what it is.
There is a young
Awesome.
girl. There is a young girl that was on that program. She developed a lemonade. It's called B Lemonade, and she went and pitched it on Shark Tank, and she got a deal with Damon John. And right now she's making about 14 million a year. And that's what I see in you guys right there, being very knowledgeable, understanding the market, understanding the landscape, knowing your numbers, going over your business plan and identifying where you need to present that to your customers. That's just amazing. So keep up the good work.
But one of the things I
Yeah.
want to add is that while we have Biz Institute and we have BizCamp, and we're moving into some new ventures and longer time with the young people, we actually are available to the students whether there's a program or not. Once they have been in our program, they become part of our family, part of the Urban League family. And in fact, I had one that called yesterday and said, "Okay, Miss Rhonda, I need you to walk me through getting my EIN number." So we literally went on a Zoom call. We pulled up the IRS website and we applied for her EIN right then and there. And so she's
That's
definitely
beautiful.
moving forward and building her business because she knows it's going somewhere, just like Noelle and Christian.
That's
And
beautiful.
it's
I
funny,
love
Miss
that.
Rhonda, I got a call from one of the aunts of Kaylee Ash that was in our class. And so she called me the other day and she goes, she hadn't seen Kaylee since camp. And so she was over her house and she called me. She goes, "What did you do to my niece? This young person that is here, I don't know who this is." She was just like talking about her business. She was raving about you guys. She she told me to tell you that we knocked it out the ballpark and over the fence and 3 counties over because this is not the same niece that she knew pre-camp. They were waiting for her to actually quit and she never talked about quitting at all. So she wants to thank us, and then she gave Kaylee some work, and she says, I think I'm gonna hire her as my assistant because I gave it to her and she finished it like up in 10 minutes and going, okay, what's next?
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. See, and that's what we want to do for our young people because Crystal and I talked about this on the show before. Growing up as kids, our parents, maybe they weren't knowledgeable enough or they weren't in the position to teach and coach us how to become entrepreneurs. So, as entrepreneurs now, we want to be able to pass that down back to the younger folks, show them how to be entrepreneurs so they don't have to grow up and depend on certain employers to get a paycheck. Because we see how the market is, many employers, they manipulate that process and they don't allow youngsters to grow when they become employed. So to be an entrepreneur, put it this way, the simplest way I can put this is you cannot get rich working for an employer, but you can get rich starting your own business. That's how I see it. Go ahead, Crystal.
And you can create a legacy business. You can create a legacy business, and you can be as creative as you want to as a business owner. This is just the beginning of their creativity, and like I said, I'm so proud of them. We got a comment from Michelle Moore Bell. She says, "Congratulations, Christian and Noelle. Use your gifts to help. Use your gifts to help and empower others." She indicated that she started her business at age 25, and she wished she had someone like a Miss Rhonda and a Miss Crystal to guide me when I was in ninth grade to use my gifts as an entrepreneur. And she wants to congratulate you both and wish you the best of luck with your businesses.
Beautiful.
So that's pretty awesome. So I can't wait to see Michelle. Noelle said thank you, and so did Christian. I can't wait to see where they go next because like I said, they are just so enterprise, and this was not easy because they had to be in their seats for 3 hours. Be on call every morning by 8:30 and to be there all day. We had guests speaking at them, and it wasn't like they were active. They were just sitting there taking in everything that I had. We have some pretty stringent rules and regulations with BizCamp, and they just rose to the occasion. I'm just so proud of these group of young people, and I can't wait to see where they are. And I know both of you are going to be a Mr. Bezos and a Miss Bezos in the future. Just don't forget me and Miss Rhonda.
Well, I kind of like the model that Christian had because I think I'm thinking of patterning that in my workshops, because I think he has a good idea by coming in each class and you're representing a different successful entrepreneur is a great way to start building your mindset and start building your approach. Because as you know, no successful business owner has ever done it by themselves. They imitate, they model other leaders and other principles. So I like that, Christian. I like, coming in as Bezos one week, coming in as, Microsoft guy there, what's his name, Bill Gates, or coming in as whomever. I think that's a great idea. That's great. So Noelle, maybe you can come in as Oprah one time.
So let me ask.
Go ahead, Crystal.
So what did you guys' parents think? What did you guys' parents think the week after BizCamp?
Like after it finished, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, after it finished.
Like what they thought of me or like the program?
Yeah, of you and how you have grown since you started the camp.
Well, I feel like I think it was more my dad because my mom always really my mom's always there with me when I do businesses. She kind of helps me with it. And I think my dad really saw growth in me as like a person.
That's great.
Okay. All right. He saw you
So
in a different light.
What about you, Noelle?
Well,
Can I go now? Yeah.
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 So the week after, my mom, she was a bit surprised. She was thought I was going to be too nervous to finish my presentation, but she was like, "You did so well, and the fact that you won, it really said a lot about you and your business, and the fact that you're really winning. You know, you're out here winning." And my dad, he was proud. He was very excited and like, "Wow, you know, just parents being parents."
Parents being parents.
So Noel,
Well,
do you have siblings? Do you have siblings, Noel?
Oh no, I'm an only child.
Oh, you're an only child. That's great. That's great. You know what they said in leadership, right? My background is in organizational development. So in leadership, a firstborn or an only child are always expected to be leaders. You see what I mean? So with you being an only child, that expectation is going to be on you. So you've started on the right track right there. So by you going through this program, being molded the way Miss Rhonda and Miss Crystal have been molding you and been supporting you and nurturing you is a great way. I would recommend that you try to form some kind of a group where you can help foster those other young entrepreneurs. That will really help you to develop those leadership skills some more.
That's what I wanted to do originally for BizCamp, but I wanted to
Uh
hold that
huh.
off for a little bit. But I also, when I
Right.
get older, I want to start a
Yeah.
nonprofit to help people around my age find out what they want to do
Yeah.
in life. Because, like, a couple months
Well,
back, I had absolutely no clue. I was, like, sad and stuff. So I want to help
yeah.
them. So that was also one of my ideas.
Well, don't wait. Don't wait. Go
No,
ahead and do it now. You got two coaches there. You got Miss Rhonda and Miss Crystal. Go ahead and start it now.
yes, Noelle. Call me next week. Let's get started putting that idea on paper.
yeah, it's a
All
good
right.
idea. In fact, maybe we can help develop her into a chapter, and it can kind of evolve out of this
E-
program, helping other people do
exactly.
what you do, and we develop you guys into instructors to pass that information on to other kids that are coming in the program. I do want to say this is Gilbert, you and I both, and Miss Rhonda, you've been here as well. I know when Miss Rhonda first asked me to come and volunteer and help her, I was just amazed at the young people at that. And that was about 6 or 7 years ago. And then the year after about a year later, I became a certified instructor like herself. And so when they told me that we were going to have kids complete a business plan in 10 days, I was like, that ain't going to never, ever, ever happen in life because I had adults, I had classes going on, and I still have individuals that never finished their business plan, right? And they've
Yeah.
been around for the last 10 years. So when they
Yeah.
told me that, I was like, there is no way a young person is going to be able to complete a business plan in literally 7 days and then pitch it for the
Yeah.
next 3 days. But this
Right.
program is such an amazing program that it really is designed to do exactly that. And I
Hmm.
know it was a lot of hard work. We asked a lot of you guys. They had to one do the written plan, Gilbert, and then they had to take it and put it in a pitch deck, and then they had to
Yeah.
practice in order to be able to be judged on it at the end of the week. And
Right.
so that was a lot. And I don't know if they have those type of experiences in school, but I will tell you guys that these young people deserve to win because they did a phenomenal job.
Amazing.
And
Amazing.
I
I'm
say,
very.
look forward to the next set of young people. Keep your eye on the Urban League's website, laul.org, because we will be posting the other young people as well and their successes as they come along.
Very
And
good. Very
actually,
good.
we're going to have a couple of the other ones come on the show as well. Some of the ones that had a great time. We were supposed to have two others today, but we're going to keep in injecting them into the program because I think everybody should see who these young people are. And if you guys have some internships out there, these two are kind of young, but if you can help them, however, we'll be looking for mentors and coaches to continue on along with our program. If you go to the Urban League Facebook page, you will see pictures of them, and we'll be putting up some video. So stay tuned, because these kids are our next superstars, and we want you guys to be there to support them.
So let me ask this question to Noelle and Christian. Do both of you have websites to promote your products?
I don't have a website, but I have an
Instagram.
You don't have one yet? You should.
They both have. So
go ahead.
So tell them your Instagram account, guys. That's how they actually sold their products, was through their Instagram account. So tell them how to reach you.
Moon Creates. Moon Creates.
Okay, on Instagram.
Mine is Nature CC on Instagram.
Nature CC.
NATURECC. Is that all one word?
Noelle.
Noelle. Is it one word?
Yes.
NATURECC. At
Yes.
what?
With an S. Natures with an S.
Oh, with an S. Okay, so at Natures, is that it?
Natures CC.
Okay, that's it. So this is your Instagram handle. And how about you, Christian? What's yours?
Moon Creates _
And actually, so when you guys go there, both of you are still selling your products, right?
Yeah, I'm still.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm still selling my products.
So yours is Luna.
Okay.
Luna.
So anyone, if you're looking to
I'm sorry. Luna. Luna Crates. How do you spell that?
Moon Create.
Moon Create.
Oh, Moon Creates. Okay. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Crystal.
It's Moon Creates, one word with the underscore at the end.
Okay. I'm putting it in the chat right now.
Alrighty.
If it's not correct, then you can correct it, okay?
Okay.
Oh, there you go. Excellent.
Moon Creates at yeah.
So if there's
we
anyone
want
out
you
there
guys
watching,
to.
if there's anyone of you out there watching this show and you want to help these young entrepreneurs, just check out the chat right here, and you'll see Moon Creates and also Nature CC. That's their Instagram handle. Help them out and purchase some products from them. One of them is a fire pit, and the other one is fragrance candles. So
actually, Christian is a fire. He has a fire pit and he has a planter. Christian, can you reach behind you and grab the planter?
Okay. Oh, excellent.
Up a little bit. Yeah,
Excellent.
I have one of those.
Well, Christian, how do you take care of that?
Yeah, good question. Christian, how do you take care of it?
Do you spray it? Do you put water in?
Yeah, you just water it once a week.
Once a week. Okay.
Even Ms. Rhonda, you can't kill that.
I don't know. Mine is looking a little weepy right now.
Well, we want to thank.
You have to try.
Okay.
Yes. So we want to thank both of you again. We want to congratulate you, and we want to both thank you and Miss Rhonda for taking out your time on this Friday afternoon to come share with our audience you guys' your experience with BizCamp and to allow them to congratulate you. And this video will be available. You let your parents know this video will be available on our Facebook page. With the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert, and it's also available at our YouTube channel, which is the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert. And we're going to ask that both of you and your parents subscribe so that you guys can continue to get our videos. and it'll be there as soon as we hang up. And you will be able to see both of them, and then I'll be marketing it as well. And so we want to thank both of you. Thank you, Ms. Rhonda, for being an awesome partner. Thank you to Urban League for being supportive of Rhonda and our passion. And thank you guys, Christian and Noelle, for representing the class of 2020 Virtual BizCamp and Institute. We want to thank you guys as well, and we wish you the best from the Business Zone. And then me and Ms. Rhonda will be there to make sure that you be able to continue to accomplish your dreams. So thank you guys very much for being on the show. And thank all of our listeners for tuning in today. And we will see you guys next week. Gilbert, any closing remarks?
Yes, before we go, I want to say to all our viewers and listeners, if you have a business, if you're an entrepreneur, a small business owner, or a micro business owner, you've got a business that you want to promote that business, you want to promote your products or services, you want others to learn about your business, reach out to us here at the Business Zone, and Crystal will give you that information. And we're on every Friday from 3 to 4. We're on Facebook, and we're also on YouTube. And Crystal, tell them our website, please.
And our website is the Business Zone with CrystalandGilbert.com. You can also find the video on LinkedIn and Twitter, anywhere that there's a social footprint. We are all over it. I am prolific in making sure that you guys know where to find us. And so we, again, tune in to us. Follow us on the Business Zone at Facebook and YouTube, and become a subscriber to our channel. Again, thank you guys so much. We got another great guest coming next week. And so we will see you guys then.
We're out.
Hold on.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Music, Crystal.
Wait a minute, I was trying to get our...
As a small biz pro, so we roll, using procurement, program, and control. As a small biz pro, so we grow, using procurement, program, and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur.